So under the hood, how does Lambda work? What can you expect when using it? When using Lambda, you're using containers that are running on EC2 instances. Those EC2 instances are not accessible by you in terms of administration or management. They download your code from Lambda and run it inside of an isolated container, so it looks to you like you have an isolated machine, even though there may be many Lambda functions executing at the same time on that machine. These containers enforce resource isolation, so you're only allowed to use the amount of RAM that you have configured, and they enforce the 100 millisecond execution limits for the purposes of billing and also for timeouts. When creating a Lambda function, you can set a timeout, and at the end of that timeout, the container will be killed regardless of the state of your process. Your application is composed of code, which you provide, and any dependencies of that code, such as external libraries or custom libraries that you've made, the event that comes in from the external service, and the output. The output is what your function sends back. Whether it sends it to an external service or returns it as the output of the function is up to you and depends on what you're doing. There are many event sources. I mentioned some use cases, but these are all of the event sources that are supported at the moment. You can use schedules, similar to a cron job. You can use S3 events, which hands the information about the new file or deleted file or changed file into Lambda, which we're going to be using in our examples. DynamoDB streams are another way that you can integrate Lambda with Dynamo. When a change is made in DynamoDB, that change is given to a Lambda function and the Lambda function is triggered. Kinesis streams are similar to DynamoDB streams, but they can be added to from arbitrary sources using the Kinesis SDK. SNS topics are simple notification service messages that come in from webhooks or any number of other sources. API gateway is the mapping between HTTP requests that might be coming in and events being sent to your Lambda functions.
And finally, you have standard SDK invocation. There are language SDKs for a ton of languages, including Perl, PHP, JavaScript, Python, Java. From any of these, you can invoke your Lambda function and just let it run async or wait around for the result. That's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we're going to go through a specific example workflow, and that's going to get us started with the labs as well.